What's up, Guardians? Welcome to DNA Weekly Strike, our DNA Weekly YouTube Destiny talk show. As you can see, Brian is not with me this week. His brother just had a baby, so he's up there visiting them. But I do have two very special guests with me, Todd Oxtra from the Secret Friends Unite podcast, and Kyle Waite, who is now Nerd Streamer Supreme.
Not bad. I like that intro.
Yeah, you've gone through a few changes, and I thought that would be the best way to introduce you.
Just call me Mr. Nerd, apparently.
Yeah. Todd, how you doing, sir?
Oh, doing good. Kyle, you really are the weaker half of the Waite and Waite media foundation.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. No. Wifey is definitely my better half, and we all know it.
Yeah. We raided the other night, Kyle.
Yeah, we tried to at least.
Yeah, I've tried to run the raid 3 times, and the 2 times I had the same situation as you had. But like, the first time I did it with Brian and one of his friends, and then some people from the community, and we got to the 3rd boss in the raid, and then it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and we decided that we should call it quits before we start killing each other.
Yeah. But 5 a.m. That's probably a good stopping point.
Yeah, but so our first segment, as always, what have we been doing in Destiny this week? I've been trying the raid, doing a lot of different stuff, but we'll start with you guys. What have you guys been doing this week? I know, Todd, you've been on a heavy grind getting to 290.
As you would say, the grind is real.
The grind is real.
Yeah, I'm a little. It's overwhelming because you're now, back in the day it was kind of like you knew exactly what to do to get to a certain point. You're like, got to get to your light level 34, and then you're kind of golden. But right now it's like 291. It means something. That's what I'm currently at my Warlock, but it really doesn't mean something yet because my weapons, when I'm looking through them, I mean, currently I've got a decent auto rifle, it's 295. I've got a shotgun, the Conspiracy Theory D, just got that, it's 300, but my sniper rifle's 274. Then I've got really crappy, I always get machine guns. Don't know why. I never get decent rocket launchers, but my machine guns are crappy. They're just rares, but nothing great. So yeah, I'm a little frustrated with that. My Ghost is holding me back, though. It's 266.
Yeah.
That's just painful. So, but other than that, yeah, I'm trying to get my sword. So, like I was asking people today, I'm like, I've got my 25 Hadium elements or whatever they're called.
Flakes.
Yeah, flakes. I guess maybe Oryx eats them like cereal, like
Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Bacon Flakes. I can see it.
Yeah, but then it says I need to cleanse them with motes of light, and it doesn't even say how many. So I had to go look, and it says you need 10, and then you bring them back to the base. So I'm like, okay, now how am I going to get motes of light because I use them all up at the dead orbit because that's a great way to trade your motes of light in to get some cool gear. So yeah, I'm overwhelmed.
Dead orbit has is just awesome. That's the one I'm saving up for, the dead orbit one. But
the one with Firefly?
Yeah.
Well, that's the one I actually got.
Yeah, I have that scout rifle, but it has different perks on it. He gave it to me in a package, and it has different perks on it than the one that the Dead Orbit guy is selling. So, I'm trying to save up legendary marks for that, and I'm trying to save up legendary marks for Suros Regime because I was using it with my Warlock year 1, and I was just like, man, this gun is so awesome. I want it for year 2. But, anyways, that. Actually, Todd, you said you're getting a lot of machine guns?
I do. I have 2 machine guns. One's a 296. It's got some arc damage. Then I've got a Void 283, and then my rocket launcher, I believe, is Dead Orbit. That's 280 and it's arc. So I don't like it.
That machine gun is going to be very useful in the raid, though.
The Void.
Yeah, your machine guns are very useful in the raid.
Gotcha. I wonder if I should up that. I should infuse my 283 with the 296 because it's just arc. Fusing. That's the hard part. I mean, I was listening to the podcast, and then you guys talked about fusing. I like fusing better than the what's it called? The the re-rolling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it so much better.
Yeah, I do too. It's a simpler mechanic, but it lets you I'm not like Brian. He likes to use every single weapon that he gets and test it out, see what works for him, and then he switches them out every 5 seconds. I find a weapon that I like, and I like to use it, and then I'll have that second or third primary that I'll use in certain situations, but like mostly since the Taken King came out and I got the Hung Jury Scout Rifle, that's the only gun I've been using. And then I got Hawk Moon. I've been using that a lot finally. But yeah, I'm sitting at 295. I've been stuck here for a week. I was stuck at 292, and then I got the Raid Ghost out of that first chest, and it's a 306 Ghost. So I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
but I'm like you, Todd. I have a 291 machine gun arc damage, and it's a rare, and it's just like if I don't see purple in that slot, I just have to keep trying to find it. Like, it's so weird using blues and greens again. Like,
see, but the fact that the fact that they actually mean something now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like all the improvements that have been made in the game, but at the same time, I'm also like you, Corey. Is like, if it's not purple in that slot, at least I'm kind of like, okay, well, I got to find a purple that works for me, and then just sacrifice this blue to it because it just,
Yeah. But my secondary character, my Warlock, is in really good position right now. I just hit level 40 with it, and I found the Devouring Maw, the helmet that's exclusive to the PlayStation, 296.
Ooh.
And I had an exotic chest piece that I found with my Titan. So I'm sitting there with Devouring Maw and Helm of Inmost Light at 290 for my Warlock. And then an exotic chest piece. So now that boosted me up to like 230 something. Now, granted, I'm still wearing greens everywhere else, but I mean, it's a good start.
Yeah, definitely.
Least. But have you guys done any Court of Oryx? Like, I've heard that's a really good way to grind.
I have.
I have a little bit of that.
Apparently, I got the third tier. So you get the first tier. That's your quest line. You have to do the first tier, I believe, 6 times.
I'm on that quest line right now. I'm on the last part. Joey and I are going to try to grind it later tonight. But
yeah, I was that fool that when I saw it the first time, I'm like, oh, this is so awesome! I can get in there and I can get stuff. No, you can't. You get engrams maybe, or something like that. You get that, but then you got to drop a dime to play. Yeah. And take turns with your buddies, and it's a lot of fun. The third tier, though, holy cow! It's like a little, it's almost like a little mini Crota. Yeah. I'm like, how the hell are we gonna get that done in that amount of time?
I was doing the Court of Oryx and trying to get stuff, and these 2 guys were also there, and I'm just doing the low tier because I'm like, okay, I just got to get this up for the mission, and then these guys, they're like light level 280, and they dropped the freaking miniature Crota on me, and I'm like, guys, this is 300 light. You guys are doing nothing here. I'm barely doing anything. Okay, I've got his shield down. Somebody hit him with the... You guys are all dead. No one's going to hit him with the sword? Great.
There's nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide. You're hanging on the ledge. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
When Joey and I were doing it was me, him, and one other guy from the community group. We were all above 290. I think I was at 294 at the time, and Joey had just gotten to 292, and we had another over 290 with us. And we were like, okay, we're going to do this. This is just a mini Crota fight. And then, it's a public event. No, it's a public event. Like, we were doing good, and other players just came in and started shooting the guy, and we're just like, go away. We've got this. That fight in particular requires a lot of communication.
Oh, yeah. The sword bearer. Where's the sword bearer?
I kept taking the sword and taking out ads, and I'm just like, go away.
What are you guys doing?
Right now.
And it's timed. That's the painful part. It's timed.
It disappears after 3 minutes or something.
It's not long at all.
I think it's 5 minutes actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's one of the bounties, isn't it? Like to do one of the Court of Oryx rounds in 2 minutes or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you've got a sword. God almighty, the sword is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, I thought I was going to hate the swords, and now, it's my favorite weapon.
That's the only heavy I use.
Yeah, really. I love the sword so much. Which sword did you guys get?
Void.
I haven't got mine yet.
Oh, that's right. Todd's working on that.
So if you want to donate some motes of light, Oxtra.
See, the thing is, you can't do that yet. No trading. Ever.
Well, they said that's what broke WoW, though, was the trading.
A little bit.
Or no, Diablo 3. That's what broke Diablo, was the marketplace.
Yeah. I'm really fine with no trading, though. I mean, when I see my friends get better weapons, I'm like, oh, just let me have it. But, it's fine.
Well, and I think it's more rewarding though when you finally get that weapon that you want, because like I did my Arms Day stuff so that I could get a scout rifle and a sniper for Arms Day, but then just like you, Todd, I've just been going over to Dead Orbit and being like, here, take my motes of light, take my motes of light, and they dropped that scout rifle that I wanted from Dead Orbit. And it's the one that has Firefly. It's got all the perks I wanted on it. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So then Arms Day comes around today. I go and pick up my scout rifle. I'm like, well, this is nice and all, but I've got this now. This is better.
Yeah.
So I think
getting an auto
weapons,
rifle.
though, getting the weapons that you want is just satisfying. So, and it's better than just having a friend go, well, I don't like this. Here, you can have it. So.
The one mission I thought that was really fun this week that I hadn't encountered before, maybe it's brand new with the Taken King, is that mission, I don't know if it's called Curiouser and Curiouser, where you're dropped a quest line and it gives you those question marks across the top.
Yeah.
And it tells you to do certain things.
Yeah. Some people speculate that that's a message from like the Agents of the Nine, so like the people that Zer's with. Some people speculate that that's like the Exo Stranger reaching out, like as like a teaser for the next DLC or something. I don't know exactly, but those are pretty cool because some of them like straight up say, show emotion or something, and it just wants you to dance.
Yeah, to get there, though, it takes forever to get rid of those question marks to find what you have to do. It's like precision headshots, or just, what was it, make orbs, or look for, raid the bodies to look for, stuff. Mm-hmm. So that was fun. I thought that was a great mix-up, and that's what's great about the Taken King so far. The quest lines just keep you engaged.
Yeah, plus all the hidden stuff. Even little
all those damn chests. All those damn chests. I'm like, I've got this key. Where's that chest?
Yeah. I was like, I had this key. I was like, I don't know what this is for. And I was talking to Joey, and he said, you got to go to the Dreadnought and you got to find the chest that key opens. I'm like, do you know where it's at? He's like, yeah, I just got that key the other day. He took me to this chest, and it wasn't anything great, but it was still like, oh, I got something.
Well, did you get a calcified fragment from the chest too? Because I think every single chest is supposed to have a calcified fragment. Because I know I got one for the Key of Yule or something, or the Chest of Yule.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's the other thing is those calcified fragments. It's like there's 50 of them, so that's kind of more grind to do, more stuff to do if you're those completionists like I am. So
yeah, it's the new chests, right? The new golden chests.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, speaking of secrets, one of the topics of the week is the secret mission, the Black Spindle sniper rifle quest. Have you guys tried it at all?
I've tried it.
I've been scared. Everybody scared me off, so I haven't even thought about it.
The week it came out, I think Brian and I tried it for probably 4 or 5 hours trying to get this down, and we got so close. And then we got to the boss, and it's the same thing as the raid. Like we didn't have enough firepower to take down the boss in the amount of time. You have to have at least 5 to 6 minutes to take down that boss at least. And clearing those rooms, if you're not communicating, it's really tough to clear those rooms. But it's the daily heroic again today, and I'm planning on going in and trying it again.
And as this is done, that's the goal of the night. Got to get that, because I think it's still at 310 damage. They haven't updated it yet, from what I've heard. So
yeah, that's crazy. They said they were going to fix that the next time. If they haven't yet, man, I'm going to try and at least infuse it with my 1,000-yard stare.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, the problem with that, too, though, is, you don't just have to kill the boss at the end of that. It says kill all of them.
You have to clear the enemies.
So all of the little ads, especially those, fallen scions that keep multiplying, and you kill 3 of them, there's 1 left, and all of a sudden there's 10 of them because it just keeps splitting while you're trying to take them out.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
Yeah. Don't you have to kill all of the ads? The ads are the key, not focusing on the boss, right?
Yeah. I was reading about it after we did it the other day, and the whole thing was people were clearing the room of the ads first, and then they were taking out the bubbles, and then they were clearing the ads, and then they were hitting the boss until the bubbles pop back up. So that's kind of like the system, and then people were popping bubbles and slashing swords on the guy. So
Yeah.
that seems to be the most effective way if he doesn't step on you and you die. But
right.
I think that's what I'm gonna try later. Kyle, I don't know if you were gonna try it with me or not.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for it. You've got my sword.
Yeah. So, but basically, what this mission is for those who haven't done it, because we have a lot of newer Guardians in the Facebook group and that listen to this show. It's the daily heroic mission is just a mission. They pull a random mission from the story and make it a little bit tougher, and you got to get through the mission. The one that this weapon is from is there's a back exit to this mission to where the Tannic strike is, and it sucks you up into this portal, and then a timer starts, and you have to take out all of the Taken in 3 different rooms and a boss in less than 10 minutes. And then it's a guaranteed exotic sniper rifle called the Black Spindle, and it is at 310 as of right now, but they are going to patch it, and every Black Spindle is going to be dropped to 290. But if you infuse it with a different weapon, the effects won't change. So you could possibly get 2 of these with different characters and up your weapons significantly. Mm-hmm. So
it's amazing somebody found that. I mean,
yeah.
It still amazes me how people figure out how to do the raid, so quickly.
Yeah.
And that's like, this mission is kind of exciting because what else is out there that we don't know about?
Oh,
like,
definitely.
What else is hiding in these like, is there a hidden mission in every daily mission?
That's an intriguing thought.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They definitely have a lot more, I guess, secrets that are popping up now that you're seeing, and I just love that Bungie's not afraid to be all like, well, this is the daily mission, but did you know about this little side thing right here? Go do that. That's fun. So.
Yeah, there's in there. I don't know if anybody knows. I mean, and there's still ghosts hanging out too. That's the cool part. Yeah. There is a ghost, secret ghost hidden on when you fight the Super Shank, that one strike mission. There's one up above before you slide down. I keep forgetting it's there, but it's there.
Yeah, I got that the other day. And then I guess now in Vault of Glass, there's a new hidden chest in Vault of Glass now with a ghost in it.
Really?
Yeah. So like it's cool to see that they're adding things to older stuff too.
Right, because I know that there were 3 more ghosts, I think, that they added to the Crota's End raid, but I didn't know about the Vault of Glass chest. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I know I've said this many times on both of our shows and other shows, but this is the game I wanted when it came out a year ago.
Yeah.
And just all these hidden things and secrets and the verticalities of the new area, of the old areas that they're adding to, and it's so cool to see them go into all this stuff. And which brings us to the next point is, like, prepping for the raid is kind of what everybody's been doing. And a lot of people, including Todd, who hasn't even tried the raid yet, because you just got to 291 today. I kept checking my phone at work, admittingly, and every time Todd's like, the grind is real, and it was 280, it was at 289, and then the next one was like 291, and you're like, I did it. I'm like,
I did it.
Yes.
I got that legendary shotgun from the Guardian reward, I believe, which was 300. That got me there finally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate shotguns though. I really do. I'm not a big fan of them.
I don't really like shotguns either. The one I have is 294. It's called Patch A. But I did get the Telesto fusion rifle, which is basically the Needler from Halo.
Nice.
That sounds quite good.
When it doesn't have a long charge time like most fusion rifles, and then the impact isn't the impact is high, but the charge rate is low, and then once it impacts, it breaks off into these little splinters, and then all those explode. It's kind of
That's awesome.
Really satisfying. And then if the enemy dies when you hit it, they scatter and hit other enemies, which is really cool.
Okay.
So,
see, that's what I was hoping for in Destiny. More really cool weapons. I think of like the Needler and the sword in the light sword. And it made me think, I mean, I would love it if they took something from Resistance, which was alternate fires. That was my favorite thing in Resistance was you got this weapon, it does this, but then if you do the alternate fire, it does this, and it's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if they got like a tracking weapon, just like the what was it, the bullseye from Resistance, where you
exactly you tag them,
and then you're just shooting up in the air at the boss. It's
goes around corners. It doesn't matter. Or the ones where it shoots through. It would shoot through.
The walls. Shoot through the walls. That'd be legit
so
too.
Good.
Can you imagine that on like a sniper or a rocket launcher? Oh man.
Or heck, Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank. Those weapons. Let's get a new franchise.
There we
Ratchet
go.
and Clanch.
Oh man, I was thinking about this the other day. Like Halo's weapons are really cool. I was playing Halo 4 the other day because I'm trying to prep for Halo 5 when it comes out, because that's going to be the first game that tears me away from Destiny a little bit.
Wait, not the Transformers game?
No, sorry,
Corey.
The more I watch that Transform, like it looks cool. It has a really cool visual style, that Transformers game. But the more I watch it, I'm just like, oh man, this game kind of looks bad. And then Tony Hawk comes out today, and I was watching gameplay of that. I'm like, this is kind of how Activision's treating Transformers, and this doesn't bode well.
But they hired Platinum to do it, though.
That's I know, but
it's basically Power Stone. It's Power Stone. That's why I'm looking at it. So I'm like, that could just be dumb fun.
Yeah, it looks fun, but the way they did Legend of Korra was kind of bad. But like, I love Bayonetta, and I loved Power Stone, so like, I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. It's Transformers.
It's on my GameCube Fly.
Yeah,
GameFly Q. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just saying all kinds of fun stuff today, Todd.
It's after work, yeah.
Racket and Clank, GameCube Fly.
That's why I took a nap before this podcast, because I was so tired. I had to work at 7 o'clock this morning, and
Thank goodness I didn't have a beer, man. I'd be flying high.
Okay, let's talk about this raid and prepping for the raid. I've gotten pretty far in the raid. I know Brian has finished it twice already.
Oh man, jealous.
But he's pro Destiny player. He's the best Destiny player I've ever watched. Even like pro teams and stuff. I guess that's what you get when you have 1,800 hours logged on Destiny. So
that'll do it.
But a lot of people are trying to go into this raid fresh. So I don't know if you guys have watched any of the raid, or I know Kyle, you and I try to do it the other night, and we got to the first boss and bowed out because of our
weren't doing enough damage
firepower. But so let's take a look at this. Sniper rifles are pretty much key.
Yeah,
a powerful sniper rifle is pretty much key in this raid. The enemies are farther away, and a high impact sniper rifle is very much needed, because the way the bosses are structured, this isn't really spoilery, but like you have to do a certain amount of damage in a certain amount of time in order to get them down before the timer goes out.
Well, I mean, that sounds like any boss, but like these ones more so. Like,
this is
just the War Priest. We were having trouble doing enough damage, like where we were at when we kept wiping was where we should have been at, like after the first like rotation or whatever.
Yeah, so you pretty much have to get down a quarter of his life.
Yeah,
at a time, because they get into that enraged mode or whatever.
His sentry thing or whatever it was called. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, those jump puzzles, like before getting there, I know a lot of people are hating those. I know a lot of people are like, man, that is the worst thing ever. Who put jump puzzles into my first-person shooter? But I'm playing this, and I'm like, oh, this is fun. This is awesome. So,
I hope you've been playing a lot of that Mario Maker there, Todd, because there is a lot of jumping in this raid.
It's got to be easier than Dying Light, though. I was absolutely horrible at that. Person parkour. Ugh.
I cannot tell you how much time I spent the first time going through the raid and having so much trouble jumping.
Oh, yeah, the Vault of Glass jump puzzles.
No, I'm talking about...
Oh, this raid?
This one.
This one in particular. Like, even just the jump puzzles, you got to be vertical, too. So you can't just do nice, easy jumps. You got to quick, just up in the air. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Pro tip, though, if you have your sword out in third person, it's a lot easier to navigate.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So, it helped a lot.
Yeah, like a lot. and like the whole third boss is all about jumping. Like if if you met like there's sections of this raid where you have to be perfect. The whole team has to be perfect, and if one person messes up for 30 seconds, you have to wipe and start over.
Yeah.
Even if you're like almost there, you have to wipe and start over. This raid is really frustrating and challenging and hard, and just probably the best thing about this game.
The raids are always the best part about the new DLCs, so I was really, disappointed when they brought Prison of Elders instead of a new raid last DLC. But this, so far from what I've played, makes up for it. I just love the raids. I love the challenge, and I'm really excited to see the weapons. But at the same time, I love my weapons. I really love the weapons that I have. I'm almost to the point where if I get a really good weapon that's like, say, not a scout rifle, if they give me an auto rifle, I might stack that to my scout rifle because I love my scout rifle,
Yeah.
So I'm just more excited, and one of my biggest frustrations that we had so far with it was every chest we opened, I was getting those what are they called? Not the flakes,
shards,
like the hadium shards or whatever for the. Hey, if you beat Oryx with like 25 of these, you get good stuff. Well, I need better stuff to get to Oryx. Come on, guys, help me out here.
Yeah, I agree. I have probably about 18 of them already.
Oh, wow.
So, like, I'm almost there, and by the time, we finish the raid and get to Oryx, like, I think I'll have enough just by what the chests are giving us. But,
right.
I mean, like I said, I got the raid ghost, which helped me out immensely. I had a 260-something ghost, and I was stuck.
Yeah.
And I ended up using this ghost, and it's fantastic. I actually ended up infusing it with another ghost because I think this is a question in our question segment, but I think all the raid weapons are super ugly, and the ghost was really just totally ugly. Obnoxious, and it looks like a taken ghost. So I didn't want it, so I infused it with another legendary ghost I had, and it ended up being 306. I'm sitting at 306 on my ghost right now.
There you go.
So I don't think I'm going to get much higher than that.
Yeah, well, mine's like at 280 or something right now, so like the ghost and the relic, like those two slots, kind of mess up your light level a little bit if you're not getting good ones. So
they don't drop very I mean, ghosts,
no, they don't.
I feel, are very, very rare.
They are.
When you see them, like, I mean, they should show up as what do they look like when they are in engram? Do they just look like the ball, like kind of like
I don't think they
shaders
have
and things like
I don't think they're in engrams. I think
they aren't at all. Okay,
they're just random drops.
Okay.
Yeah, like when you find a green weapon, like it'll just be a weapon and not an engram once you get so far. Like the ghost just shows up like that. But I've only found like 3 artifacts, and which you get that first one for completing I think a subclass quest or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And
or
then,
I think you get one when you hit level 40.
Yeah, I think I've gotten like 5.
Yeah, I've only found 3, and I got lucky. I found one that was 297, and that's the one I'm wearing right now.
Court of Oryx. That's my suggestion there, because that's where I got mine to drop, and it's 290 something.
Yeah, I got a 295.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like people are getting better gear from Court of Oryx, at least from anecdotally at least. Joey said that he has been getting great gear from Court of Oryx, and it helped him level from like 270 to 290 in a day.
Right.
So I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of Court of Oryx except for the one quest line, but I think I'm going to start grinding that a little bit instead, because I have a lot of runes to infuse into the statues. So
yeah.
But just wrapping up a little bit about the raid, I feel like it's not as overwhelming as jumping into Vault of Glass and Crota for the first time. As far as enemies go, it's more of a thinking challenge, and then with enemies placed in there, I didn't feel overwhelmed like I did in running Vault of Glass the first time. It's just very mental. It's a very mental raid.
And I love that too, though, because like you can, like, don't get me wrong, I'll play Call of Duty, I'll play Gears of War, Halo, all those dude bro shooters, and this Destiny kind of has a little bit of that dude bro to it too. But I love just taking a minute, and sure, there's enemies coming at you, but you got to think about, well, I need to do this. This is a puzzle. This is more of a puzzle than it is a like legit challenge of how many enemies I can kill. And I love that they can do that in this game.
Right. Like that first, after the jumping puzzles, that last part before you get to the War Priest in the raid where you're running back and forth with the relic, like, you all have to be on point mentally in that. Like, it's not so much about taking the enemies out. It's more, you have the wizards that spawn up in the corners, and then you have the knights and stuff. But like, as long as you guys keep moving and are communicating and on the same page, like, it's all mental.
No, communication is key though. Like, you'll have that countdown. You're like, okay, now I got it, go. And then the person coming down, and you good? No, I got Knight up there. He's shooting the boomerang at me. I can't get him. Yeah. Don't use a hand cannon on that section. Not enough range. I'm so glad I got my scout rifle now.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Gosh, Todd, I can't wait till you run this raid with us. It's gonna be,
I'm getting there, guys. I think I'm getting close.
You are there.
You're there technically.
Yeah.
Well, technically, but you said sniper, because I looked at my sniper rifle again. It's a 274 and it's a solar, but one of the perks is Firefly.
Yeah,
there you go.
You should use that shotgun with it.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to infuse it, but I mean, it's always that thing. I'm like, if I infuse it, will I get back close to 291? And
that's kind of the problem that I've been having too, though. Is it's like whatever you have equipped changes your light level, and I get why they did that, but at the same time, I've obviously got weapons that I favor over the other ones, but there's weapons that are better in certain situations.
Yep.
So I've got my sword, which is my go-to heavy weapon, but at the same time, sometimes I need a rocket launcher. Sometimes I need a heavy machine gun. And,
it can penalize.
Putting those pulls me down, and sometimes if it's under if it was under the 290 light level, and I was in the raid, that would be like I dropped an entire level and I was going in one level lower than the enemy, and that makes it a little, even more of a mind game. You're like, is it worth switching to this weapon that I need to use and like just fighting for it, or I don't know. I'm still getting used to how they do that, but I think overall it's a good used to it quite yet,
Yeah, actually that tactic worked really well when we were doing the Nightfall last week. It was funny because Kyle and his wife did it with me, and we couldn't get past that damn Orsac. And suddenly somebody found that glitch, and it was so funny when I saw him. Like, how the heck did the guy do it? I'm like, where'd he go? He's underneath the Warsat, like going out there. I'm like, how did somebody figure that out? So we did that, but on the last boss in the Nightfall, Sean Church was helping me out, and he's like, yes, even though your crappy 200 level sniper is void or is only 200, it's got void damage. So you're gonna, your secondary plus the void did so much more damage. The penalty to my light level still worked out. So maybe it's one of those things. It's just you have to balance it.
It is, especially with the void burn or the arc burn or the solar burn and the Nightfall. Like, that makes a difference. But for something like the raid, switching a weapon that drops you under that key number you need to be at, that's
more
dangerous.
It's way more about firepower than any type of burn. Like that, especially when it comes to the bosses, you need firepower. Just because if you don't do enough damage in a certain amount of time, you're done. You wipe.
Well, and that was it. We had our tactics on par. We were doing everything right.
Our strategy was perfect. It was the output that was bad.
Yeah. Quick question for you guys though on primaries. Are they just not doing primaries with any type of damage anymore?
Like elemental damage?
Yeah, I don't have any primaries with elemental damage.
No, I haven't seen. Do the raid weapons have elemental damage? I don't think they do.
The raid ones do. I'm not 100% sure. But I do know there's a few primaries that do have elemental damage.
Okay.
I'm not sure what they are or how you get them, because I was talking to Brian, and he has almost every freaking weapon available right now, just based off the 3 of Coins exploit. And
don't even mention that. When he said how many he got, it made me sick to my stomach. I dropped 15. Got 2 things. I'm like, really?
Yeah, he still had over 400 strange coins from year 1 because he already had everything. So he was saving them, and then the exploit came out, and he grinded for probably about 5 or 6 hours and ended up getting almost everything on her, and I used it. I had better luck on the strikes than I did doing the exploit.
Yeah.
But
Me too. Yeah.
I mean, I only got 3 things. I dropped probably 12 of them, and I got 3 things. So, but
See,
I'm
I only bought the 1 pack, and I dropped them all because they still stacked, and it gave me my invective. And as soon as I got invective, because that was like my year 1 shotgun, I was like, all right, I'm happy. I'm good with this.
Yeah. And on the Nightfall, I dropped it when I mean, Sean reminded me, hey, drop your 3 coins. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I got Light Beyond Nemesis because I didn't buy it from
there you go.
I'm like, oh, perfect, $290.
It's a great helm. I like that helmet.
I love that helmet. I like the way it looks.
Oh yeah, I love that with the year 2 armor now. It's not stuck on the color that it was. Like they actually let you change the color because that looks so awesome with the glow goo.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing Queen's Web, which is kind of like this purple shade with it. And, oh my gosh, that helmet looks so cool because it's like the wings on the side are like this white and silverish color, and then the helmet's just purple.
See, that's how it looks with the. It's the same one from the House of Wolves. It's the Queen's or the Rose Gold or whatever. So it's like a nice purple color helmet, and it's got like the golden wings or something. It's like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's enough about the raid. I don't want to make Todd jealous, and gosh, Todd, I can't wait till you run this with us. And like, one last thing about the raid. I like how it's set up because like each boss we can do each boss like in a different day. Like it takes probably about an hour and a half to get to the boss, and then once the firepower, it's probably like 15 minutes to take down the boss. So like, I like the way the bosses are structured. I like how you can spread it out days instead of going for 3-4 hours like you did in Vault of Glass, and then probably almost an hour and a half to 2 in Crota. But like,
well, I mean, after a couple of weeks, once people start getting through it a few more times, then it's going to be just like how Vault is now, and just like how Crota's End is now. It's going to be, hey, you guys want to run this in half an hour? Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I see the way the puzzles are structured and stuff. There's no way you can do it in like an hour.
I think if you are on point with the jumps, like at least for the stuff that I've seen at the beginning, and on point with every battle, based on what I've seen from this, like from Twitch and then from what I've seen, I think this one could be done in an hour. But like faster than that, I really don't know, because you get one person to mess up on the jump puzzles, and you just gotta wait, and then they mess up again because they're frustrated. You just gotta wait. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I was talking to Adam McGill, who's in our Facebook group, and his team from Dad's Hideout did it in like a little over 2, I want to say.
Right, but see, once again, like once you get those max weapons, once you get like pretty much 310 everything, it's gonna make things just that damage output's gonna be faster. Everything's just gonna be faster, and the only thing that's gonna hold you back is the puzzles, is the jumping puzzles. So. Yeah. But that's just my thought.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of when, Kyle, we did that Vault of Glass. Someone needed to go through that. So we did the Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
And it was super quick now because everybody's so OP that
I'm like... a few people that are like, what do I do here? Don't worry about it. We got this, bro.
We got it. Yeah. So it's fun when you know what you're doing. That's my biggest problem is time commitments. When people are telling me it's going to take 9 hours, I'm like, holy cow. I mean, that's hard. I mean, my wife is calling me for something, my son needs something, and I'm like, I keep telling him, I can't pause the game, so I have to figure out a time that works. But as long as there's checkpoints, which is so much better than Prison of Elders, that still drove me nuts why they did that.
I thought there should have been a checkpoint after like every other round in Prison of Elders.
I only played the first like level of Prison of Elders, and I was like, this just it's horde mode. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's horde mode. It's a really bad horde mode. I wanted to get Skull Lost done, and then I was like, I'm done with Prison of Elders.
I have no reason to go back.
Yeah, everyone's getting that year 1 emblem that's like, hey, you did everything, congrats. And I'm like, whatever, because as soon as year 2 stuff comes out, they're going to drop a new emblem that's going to be all like, oh, that's the cool stuff to wear right now.
Yeah, I'm not even wearing my
that emblem's
I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I have it, but like,
it's ugly.
It is kind
of the first one you get is that dragon emblem in year 2, and that is so much cooler.
The Suros one.
Yeah. We're about to run Dan through Vault of Glass for the first time in a couple days, so that's gonna be fun. I just ran Joey through Crota and Vault the other day, and it was It was really fun. Like,
Crota's like so quick.
Finally got the one weapon from I forget what it's called, from Vault of Glass, the
Scout rifle?
Yeah, the scout
Vision
rifle.
of Confluence.
Yeah, that one. I got it.
Yeah.
That weapon's so good, but now it's just, what's the point?
Yeah, didn't have it all of year one. Ran the raid probably 15 times, never got it.
Well, actually, you know what? Crucible. It is still getting Crucible as long as you're not doing Iron Banner. The Vision of Confluence and my Meta Multi-Tool year one, I have not dismantled because I still use those when I do Crucible.
That's a good idea, yeah.
So, everything else, though, like, I sadly accepted that none of this stuff is good anymore, and I dismantled everything, including my Galahorn. And it kind of hurt, but at the same time, it was time. It was time to accept it.
See, it's my Galahorn and my Patience in Time were my first two exotics, and they're just sitting in my vault just because, memories.
Yeah, and I was wondering about that too, because I've got my Titan ready to go. It's level 14, but I'm gonna, once I get my Warlock where it needs to be, I'm gonna then focus on my Titan, and I'm wondering, are any of those weapons even going to be useful for that character?
Well, I used all my year one weapons all the way through leveling up to the Taken King stuff, and then I dropped them when I was doing my Warlock. So, I mean, they're still useful up until the Taken King content, I think.
Yeah, because you guys already know the story, but for all the listeners out there, I'm very OCD. I created, my characters and everything. I created a new character, used the Spark of Light, got to level 25.
You mean your one character?
Well, then I got the game on the Xbox, and I'm like, oh, well, sweet, I got to make all my characters, and all of my characters look the same. So I'm making my characters on the Xbox, and I realize, oh no, I made my PlayStation characters look wrong. So, of course, I might have had a drink in me. Oops, whatever. And I decided...
Just one.
Maybe two.
He's a lightweight.
Yeah, a little bit. So I deleted my characters and started over from scratch. And yeah, that kind of hurts to say out loud. But playing through the character from level 1 to 20, you've got all the weapons, you get whatever. But once I hit 20, I used my Galahorn, I used my Vision of Confluence, I used all my year one exotics until I started doing the Taken King mission stuff. Because once you get there, they're still somewhat useful, but at the same time, you're getting better drops that are green. So
yeah, by that second mission, I was done using, I was using Fang of Ute, I was using Suros Regime year one.
Yeah. See, I never got the Fang. I wanted the Fang of Ute, but I never got one.
It's really good. I wish they kind of would have brought it over for year two, actually. But, all those weapons are still useful. Like, Galahorn, still Galahorn, up until that second mission in Taken King. But
yeah. They should have a system where you can take your favorite year one weapon and sacrifice it to get a exotic version of it for year two, and it's not an actual exotic slot that you can keep in your armors, but it's this is your personal you pick one,
your trophy,
and take that thing with you. That'd be cool. Yeah, kind of. So then I could be rocking a 300 light Vision of Confluence. Oh man, I'd be happy.
Now, Corey, did you say last week on the show that if you break down Black Hammer, you get something for it?
Yes.
Yeah. Brian was talking about that. You get this special rune, I think.
It's a relic or something. It's called the Black Hammer relic or something, or rune maybe. You might be right, but it doesn't do anything. All you do is you take it to Eris Morn, and she gives you the Crota's Bane reputation or whatever. So it's cool that they have something. Maybe there's something more to it, but right now, after dismantling mine, it just gave me experience.
See, Brian said he's keeping it. He put his in his vault until they find out what it actually does.
Okay.
Because he thinks it's going to lead to some quest line.
Well, and if it does run through Crota's End a few times, pick up another Black Hammer or two.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you could always do that.
I'm not too worried about it.
Brian's vault of strange coins like Scrooge McDuck, jumping in them.
Yeah. Jumping into the vault. Yeah. Guardian, we need your help. Not now. Can't you see I'm swimming?
Oh gosh, he got all the way back up to 100 already for this week. I'm just like, what
It's so painful.
Well,
I look
that's
and I'm
the
like,
thing,
how
too,
am I
though.
getting these things now? I'm like, oh.
That's the thing
Strange
too.
coins,
Strange
like-
coins drop so fast now. You get them for everything.
Yeah, every time you level up the Cryptarch, I get 5,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
every time. So, and then doing strikes and stuff, turning in those blue engrams, sometimes turning into strange coins. But all right, let's get let's veer back in here.
Yeah, we're going a little off target.
Into our questions section. Adam McGill, friend of show, dadshideout.com. Check it out. If you have kids, and don't have a lot of time to game, Dad's Hideout is a cool group that, they're dads that make time to game with each other. I think it's a really cool idea and a really cool
I'm
thing.
gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. Adam's a really cool guy. We actually raided with him the first night we tried, so he's a really cool dude. But he asked what we think about the look of the raid weapons. Do we like them? Are we going to keep them, or are we going to infuse them? Personally, I'm going to infuse them. I think they look hideous. The armor and the weapons. Like I understand that it's all about output and damage intake and stuff and perks and stuff, but my Guardian's got to look good. Okay, that's how I want to play the game. I want my Guardian to look good, so I'm gonna find gear that I think looks cool and infuse it with it. So
see, but I love that you can do that now too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm glad you're not just gonna get stuck
looking like everyone else.
Yeah, like when the level cap was 30 in year 1. The light level cap was 30, and you couldn't get them without the boots. Like, you were stuck without the raid boots, and everybody was wearing the raid boots because that's the only way you could be level 30. It was awful, and everybody looked the same.
Yeah.
I think the perks on the weapons look cool, but I think the weapons just look like somebody glued a ton of shark teeth to existing weapons, and it's just like, here you go, here's your new weapons.
See, that's kind of it, is it? It's like you take all the Crota's End weapons, and then you just ×2 them, make them look a little bit more vicious, if you will.
Exactly.
Did you ever see, what was that Claude Van Damme movie where was it Bloodsport, where they would take their hands, dip it in the glass, they'd have is that what they did with the weapons? They just rolled them
Pretty much.
roll some glass, roll them in some rocks, and there you go.
All right, so that weapon had some spikes. Let's put like 20 more. This weapon, it needs to be sharper. Make it like a sword, but it's not a sword, it's a shotgun.
Barbed wire, razor blades.
You just got blood dripping from the weapon. Oh man, no, like
sprinkle some syphilis on it.
Oh gosh.
They look pretty much like I said, like Crota's Bane weapons on crack, pretty much. And I like the perks of some of them. I like the damage output, but at the same time, like I said, I freaking love my current scout rifle. I don't think I'm going to find a scout rifle I like more than it. So I'm definitely going to be infusing pretty much anything I get. I might keep the scout rifle from the raid just to test it out once I get one, but
yeah.
I mean, if you find a weapon that you like, you can definitely do the whole dismantle thing, fuse it into the stuff, and I love that you can do that. As far as the armor goes, I actually really dig the armor other than the helmets. The helmets on all of them are just hideous. Like, the Warlock one's like, what is that, a giant, like, orb? No thanks, I'll keep my Light Beyond Nemesis. The Titan one, I think, has like a little rhino horn. What's that? Come on.
Yeah, I think the raid stuff looks
I think overall the raid stuff looks like garbage. I'm going to be infusing most of it, but at the same time, I will keep the Warlock armor at the very least, other than the helmet.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the one part of the raid that I do not like, is the look of the weapons that you get. It's weird. But okay, moving on. Megan Green writes in. She says, I've been trying to start a second character, but I can't decide what to go with. Should I go with a Titan or a Hunter? And if you have time, what race is your favorite?
Hunter.
I would say Titan.
I asked you guys the same question about
you asked
3 months ago, and I went with Hunter or Titan.
Yeah, I especially for the raid, you need at least 2 Titans. If I don't know how far she is. I've never played with her or anything, but like, if you're gonna try the raid or even some of the strikes, that Sunbreaker class is really
Sunbreaker is
awesome.
OP. Yeah.
It's so awesome. And then in the raid, you're going to need the defender class. If you run 2 Titans, you need at least 1 defender. So I would recommend Titan. I haven't used the hunter all that often. I have a level 2 hunter, which I'm trying to get leveled up now.
Mine's level 5. My Titan's level 3. So I feel you.
Yeah. So that's my recommendation is Titan.
See, I would say Hunter though, just because I've seen Wifey play that Hunter, and she's pulling out that bow. She finally got like 3 shots with the bow now, so she's pulling all these enemies in, and every time you hit them anywhere, it does like a critical damage to all of them or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy powerful, and it's like totally a support class, but the tether is so cool.
Yeah, the tether mechanic is really cool. But I also have to say I feel like the Hunter is for more skilled players too. So if you're afraid of like dying a lot, because I know their defense is
kind
really
of
low.
Yeah, they are kind of glass, but
so
yeah, I actually I was doing the Mayhem Crucible event. That was a lot of fun, and I had no clue. Now I feel what the enemies feel like when I got in that Hunter.
Void mode?
Yeah, the void mode. I'm like, why am I moving like molasses and I can't get out? I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
And I assume, in that Mayhem event, the Warlock new class. Why can't I think of it?
The Emperor Palpatine.
That's probably worse than me. I didn't see anybody
Stormsinger?
using that. I didn't see anybody using that at all.
I was using that in Mayhem, and I'd see a group of enemy coming around the corner, and I have the landfall ability. So as soon as I come around the corner, I shoot the lightning at the ground, which shocks all of them. And the ones that are still trying to like shoot at me and run around and get away, it was like die.
Oh, it did work then.
Power.
Nice.
The two mayhem matches I did, everybody was a Sunbreaker. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was just crazy hammers flying around everywhere.
Yeah.
You couldn't even see. It was so bright. It was crazy.
Now somebody needs to take a video of that and put in "You can't touch this."
Oh, can't touch this while you got one person dancing while there's just hammers flying everywhere.
Now I know why they picked the hammer dance for the Titan.
Right,
It makes total sense. But what the hell is that dance that the Warlock's doing?
Oh.
I've never seen that dance before.
They're like, I don't even know. It's so weird. It's called the circle glide, is what they called it, or something.
I can think of another name for it.
Well, hey, let's be
keep it classy. I know.
keep it real. Well, from what Megan's question is, though, congratulations on making a Warlock as your first class. Warlock Master Race for the win.
That's right.
And then her second question was what, race?
Yeah.
I'd pick Awoken.
Yeah, I'd say Awoken too. Awoken's the best.
I'm gonna sound like a total. I guess this will make me sound racist, but I chose human. So
racist.
Well, no. So like, I tried when the game first came out. I tried all the character types. I tried all the models. The robots, the Exos.
I can't.
They kind of do nothing for me.
They all look like Kate 6.
Yeah, the Awoken, their hairstyles. I'm like, whatever. And then
that Mohawk lady, the lady with the Mohawk, I love her. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It's horrible.
Awful.
She looks like Storm from the X-Men. Come on.
But then like
even idea though to make Storm.
The male human character models are garbage. The only character models that I feel look any good in Destiny are honestly the female humans. The other ones are like, okay, whatever, but like the female human character models, you can actually make a decent looking character. So
yeah, I feel like my human always, every time I make a human character, it always looks like my character from Mass Effect. Like every time, I do like.
Commander Shepard, nice to see you in the Crucible.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, next question comes from Sam Hall. How are you liking the Dreadnought area so far, and have you tried or liked Court of Oryx? I think we've all tried Court of Oryx, so we made that clear. I think it's a cool twist on a public event. I really like the Dreadnought as an area as a whole.
Yeah.
The one thing I do wish you could use is your Sparrow. It's so big and there's no way to fast travel to areas.
But at the same time, it's so compact and tight and hallway that the Sparrow would kind of be more of a nuisance too. So I see why they did it. But
Yeah, there's not a lot of open areas too. It's like I think it's designed so like there's lots of smaller hallways, lots of turning corners, and things like that, and a lot of like just things you have to jump across, or you'll go and get misadventure.
Yeah,
which is my favorite death.
Todd, didn't you have a couple misadventures when we were
Oh
raiding?
God,
my
I kept on doing it. And, it was at the end of Vault of Glass. I kept on trying to push Ray off, and it was funny. It was funny. But yeah, I love the Dreadnought area because there's all these nooks and crannies, and I'm like, I've got this token. Where do I use it? Oh, it's over there. You got to put it in the thing, and you do the thing.
Yeah. I love how it's very like there's some kind of mission or something to do in every single area.
Yeah.
And it's like the Dreadnought like burner keys or something, and then you activate like a giant Cabal boss that you have to fight. And I think it's really cool that there's all these different things that you can trigger on pretty much every area. So
yeah, the one thing I do like too is in the nooks and crannies, even in the floor, like where the beams of the ship are showing, there's calcified fragments under there. If you look down in the hallways,
really?
I found 3 calcified fragments in hallways just by looking down in the
like the little cracks that are like all hatched and such.
Yeah, and I think that's like they're using every inch of that space, which is cool. Those calcified fragments are very important. So.
I mean, it's honestly, even if I didn't like the area, it's just nice to have somewhere else to go other than the 4 places we've been going anyways. So.
Yeah, what's up with the worms though? Do you find those little maggots on the ground? You shoot them and they're like.
And when I first got into the Dreadnought, I thought, worm spore. I gotta kill these things to get worm spore. So I'm shooting these things, and they're like still going. So where's my worm spore? And then someone's like, "You're an idiot. You have to get to the point where you can explore the Dreadnought before you can actually pick any of that up." I'm like, well, that's a sad day.
Yeah. The Dreadnought is a really cool area, which kind of ties into our next question from Steve Mangus. Where do you want Destiny's next expansion to go? What do you want to see most? I'll let you guys go first because I have a couple ideas just from following this game since it was announced.
Right. I mean, I've definitely got ideas. I personally think that the next thing that they're going to do is like a Cabal expansion because that's what like even this DLC has seemingly been leading up to. There's been a lot of, hey, Cabal this, hey, tell Commander Cabal this guy, thanks, blah, 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 etc. So I think it's going to be Cabal. I don't know exactly where that's going to take us location-wise, but that excites me, and that's what I wanted anyways because you think of the Cabal, and they're just straight-up military. They are military tactics, and that means as much of a thinking game as this raid is proving to be, the next one, if it's Cabal-based, I'm so excited. Military tactics left and right. It's going to be fun. So I'm hoping that's what they actually do with it.
Yeah, I heard a rumor in the past that there was going to be like wildlife or other creatures that would impact your gameplay, kind of like Evolve, where you're fighting the big boss, but there's all these other creatures. I think that would be cool to have some type of like secondary menace or something there along with that could, because we obviously have the enemies fighting each other, but I think that would be cool. I think another type of heavy weapon beyond machine gun and rocket launcher would be cool.
Well, see, they gave you a sword, so now you've got your 3 options. So that is another variation, but I totally understand. You've got all these variations for primaries, all these variations for secondaries, and you've got 3 options now for heavy. So
railgun, laser cannon.
Oh yeah, railgun would be legit.
Yeah. Personally, for me, if we're going smaller expansions, I really want to see them expand on the Cabal, like you said earlier, and the other races. Something else I would want to see is, there's players out there who don't have a lot of time to play, even less time than we do. And Todd, you've made it quite clear that you don't have very much time at all. Every time I get on, you're just getting off or you're already off. Like, we still have yet to play together, but like I want to see them add maybe like a level 20-ish raid for players just to get their feet wet, even if it's not like a hard raid, just go in there and
So you're saying like a new one entirely, not like a Vault of Glass or Crota's End easy mode or something?
I mean, they could do that too, but I'm saying because that was kind of like where I got stuck the first time around, where I was stuck in the space between 20 and like 26, and there wasn't much for you to do when you get to level 20 to 26.
So kind of like a slightly more difficult 6-man strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. I started the game in the alpha and the beta, whatever, and then I played through until I get to 20. I felt like I didn't have anything to do, and then everybody was doing the raid, and I was like, I don't have the time. So I didn't do my first raid until April, my birthday.
Yeah.
So and I had to go on what was the service? It was looking for a group. Found a bunch of guys from Europe, and they took me through it. They were really cool. But yeah, if I didn't have that whole day, I take my birthday off. Didn't have that, I would have never got it done. That's what reignited me to keep going.
Yeah.
And then I guess another thing, if like the next the next big expansion, like the Taken King was, a new planet, I want to see all that concept art from Neptune. I want to see that.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see that race that they showed concept art for. I want to see what that planet's all about. I just, I want to explore a new area. I like the way they're expanding the Cosmodrome and Mars and stuff, and I love the Dreadnought. But I want to expand out in the solar system. I want to see. I want to see these other planets. So,
how about your ship? How about something to do with your damn ship?
I want area in your ship.
What we were talking about yesterday on our other podcast. I want to see ship battles like in Halo Reach.
Yeah, why not? Doesn't have to be difficult. Could be fun.
You could.
Like Colony Wars. Remember the old PlayStation game Colony Wars?
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Now they're going to be races. There's going to be bike races, right?
Yeah.
But do it like Demolition Derby style, where you've got your weapons and just in a big arena and just take everybody out.
See, they should the next one they should give you a Sparrow that actually has lasers on it.
Yes, I agree with that.
So that instead of having to find the pikes or whatever they're called, you can just pull one out and be like, "Hey, this is my ship. Stay away."
Yeah. I want to see more vehicles too, other than the Sparrow too.
And
that's one thing they did so well with Halo was designing these vehicles that you could use in combat. And I haven't seen a ton of that minus the pikes and that one strike. So
yeah.
I mean, I think if they could let you straight up customize which vehicle you even want to use, maybe you could have. If you have an exotic vehicle, say you can't have an exotic armor piece or something, maybe trade it out that way so your exotic vehicle could be like a Banshee from Halo or something and you're flying around instead of just on the ground. I don't know. It'd be cool to see different vehicles other than just the Sparrow. So
make a public event like that. Make a public event just like along with like the Warsat dropping or whatever it is. Vehicles drop.
Yeah.
You could.
Make it fun.
Yeah. Have a race.
There you go, Bungie. Take our ideas and run with it.
Please.
All right. Our next question comes from Twitter at CODFanFF. What is your favorite exotic weapon you've gotten so far?
Like year 2 or year 1?
It doesn't. Probably just year 2. I'm
okay.
I've only gotten really one year 2 exclusive one, which is the Telesto, which I really love. Like I have Last Word and I have Hawkmoon as my other exotics, but I really like the Telesto a lot. It's really just it's so cool, so cool. Because the Needler was one of my favorite weapons in Halo, so now I have it.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
I am too.
I've just got Hawkmoon.
All of my year 2 exotics have been year 1 upgrades. So I've got Hawkmoon, I've got Light Beyond Nemesis, and then I've got Invective. Actually, I've also got the something of Ahamkara, the gauntlets for the grasp of Ahamkara. I think that's for the Hunter, and then I got something for the Titan. But since my characters aren't up to that level yet, I don't really consider having those yet. So.
Yeah. So, okay, so we're moving on to our last question. What game is going to pull you away from Destiny this fall?
Oh no.
I think you already answered your question, Corey.
Yeah, Halo 5 is going to pull me away. Tomb Raider is probably going to pull me away a little bit too.
Tomb Raider, for sure.
I'm kind of saving Fallout for next spring-ish just because of the summer drought. I want that big game. Like, I played The Witcher most of the summer alongside Destiny a little bit, so I want to save the big game for the summer drought. So it'll probably be Halo and Tomb Raider.
See, I don't know if I have enough time for Fallout, honestly. Like, as much as I want to, Fallout's a huge game. I tried The Witcher, like, for half a minute, and I was like, this is too big, as much as I wanted to play it. Same as Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, I love that they're making great, huge games that are just so expansive, but at the same time, I've only got so much time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Definitely, though, Tomb Raider, because I love the Tomb Raider, the first one, the reboot that they did. I love the Uncharted games, so it's not quite Uncharted 4 yet, but at the same time, between Tomb Raider and the Uncharted collection, because I'm definitely getting that too.
Yeah, Uncharted collection.
I'm going to have some stuff to play. So.
Yep. Yeah, Far Cry 4 was the game that took me away from Destiny the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Tomb Raider will probably be that game that, I really put a lot of time in. I'll play Halo, but fortunately, I'm just not good at that multiplayer. So I'm not really at all. I'm not a multiplayer guy. Destiny's the first one I've really enjoyed it, and I thought it's fun, more so than frustrating. But yeah, I'll play the single-player game. Obviously, what I'm looking forward to is playing with a bunch of you guys online co-op, because I love co-op campaign games.
Yeah, co-oping that campaign in Halo. That's some of my best memories come from co-oping the campaigns in Halo, especially Halo 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just
what is it? Four-player co-op?
No, it's four-player co-op on 5. See, I still haven't played through 4, so I've got to play through 4 at some point, just because I still, in my mind, have it just stuck that, Halo 4 was not made by Bungie, and Halo was Bungie to me. So
like I had that same fear, and then I played Halo 4, and I just said it's probably top 3 Halo games.
Really? Okay.
It's phenomenal. Spartan Ops was fun.
It looks good on Xbox One. Like it's a pretty game. If you went and played it now, you wouldn't even notice that it was a 360 game. That's how good it looks on Xbox One.
Okay, because I've got the collection. I can definitely jump in and play. I played the first 2 levels, and I was like, well, I can feel it's a different game. It's not Bungie making this, and I just had it stuck in my head. And then Destiny came out, and that was, hey, I'm not even gonna bother with Halo 4. I've got Destiny, so
yeah. Well, anything else you guys want to touch on before we wrap this up?
No,
Destiny is crack.
I will say this, though. I am one of those people that I'm really, I don't know why, but I know there's a lot of people on my friends list, but I'm always nervous about asking people to join me. So if you see me online, don't hesitate to add me, because I'm always looking to do stuff, just have fun and talk. So
yeah. That's, even if, I'm the same way. Unless I know you, I'm not going to, there's people in the community group that have added me, and I've played with them once or twice just by them jumping in my fire team or whatever. But I'm always up. If you don't want to play with me, I'm always up for party chat at least. So it's always been an issue for me too. I'm. It's kind of like an intimidation type thing still with me asking people to play with me, especially since I know my skill level is not quite up to par with some other people that I play with. Brian. So
make no mistake. You may be required to be strong enough to carry me, but still, I try really hard.
Hey, half the battle.
Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap up this episode of Weekly Strike. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Remember, it goes up every Thursday on YouTube. It goes up every Sunday as an MP3 on our RSS feed. Search the DNA Network on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean now, Xbox Store now, so all those places you can find us. You can follow us on Twitter at DN Advocates. You can join our Destiny Facebook group, the DNA Destiny Community Fire Team. There's a ton of members in there now, always looking to help, always looking to play with people. Both consoles, Xbox One, PS4. There are a couple 360 users in there too, so if you're still stuck on last gen, there are a few players in there that are looking for a fire team. And you can check out all of our content on digitalnerdadvocates.com. You can follow me on Twitter at RogueSpartan4. And we'll go with you first, Todd. Where can we find you? Your awesome podcast.
Oh, thank you, Corey. Yeah, it's been fun. The DNA group is fantastic for sharing and finding people, so I really appreciate you doing this, Corey. And the being in the Destiny group has been fantastic. It's just been a lot of fun. A small group where you don't have to worry about all the drama in other groups. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, you can find me. I do a podcast, Secret Friends Unite podcast. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, so find us wherever you want. We talk about geeky stuff, so comics, movies, games, and more. If you like that kind of stuff, we have a Facebook group as well where we talk about the geeky stuff. So join us if you'd like to find us there. And we're also on Twitter at Secret Friends U. We finally figured out how to actually get our posts from our Secret Friends Unite podcast page onto Twitter. So now we are actually using the damn thing. So that's where we're at. So, and you know what? If you ever want to leave a voicemail, we also take voicemails on our hotline, 952-222-7860, if you want to tell us, something you're geeking out about. So.
I love that show.
I'm gonna call that hotline. Todd. Oh my gosh. I forgot. Bye. Click.
3-minute limit. There is a 3-minute limit. It's Google Voice. So we've had people that left a 6-minute message and like, what the hell is going on?
Hey, they were really excited.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, Todd, your podcast, when I found out about it, I think I found out about it through Bobby Pauls from the Geek Guru. Like that, your show is one of the first podcasts I listen to every week. It's so much fun. It's gotten me back into reading comics like I used to when I was younger. I've started reading Old Man Logan. I really enjoy your podcast. I look forward to it every week. It's really, really a good show. I highly recommend it to everybody.
We're gonna have you on, Corey. It'll be awesome. We have a rotation where we always like to have a third guest on the show, just to have bring in new parts of the conversation. So yeah, we're always looking to have people on and just talk about what they're geeking out about.
Yeah, and when I go on there, I'm gonna try to get Charlie to play something other than the Lego games.
I'm trying. Oh.
Every time I hear you guys talk, I can tell you love games, and I feel like every time you start talking about games, you're explaining it like you're talking to Charlie, like he has no idea what he's talking about.
I try not to treat him like a child, but yeah.
So funny.
So I got him the Walking Dead Season 1 for Xbox One.
Oh,
he loves the Walking
really
Dead show. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I thought that was a good step, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and then I highly recommend it to everybody.
Well,
Kyle, where can we find you?
Oh man, that changed up recently, but you can find me on Twitter at Kyle P. Waite. I'm on YouTube. It's youtube.com/c/kpwaite, I believe. I think I've got it down on there. And I'm gonna launch my new nerd show. It's called Nerd Vlog. I'm gonna be launching that this weekend. So hopefully you guys can all enjoy that. It's gonna be kind of a podcast, but just me talking. I'm going to have gameplay behind it because I stream on Twitch. So you can find me at twitch.tv/Kyle Waite. And I've been playing a lot of Destiny, so the first episode of Nerd Vlog is going to feature pretty much the beginning story missions from Destiny the Taken King. So hopefully, you guys can enjoy that. Hopefully I can keep doing this for the foreseeable future because I love getting to hang out with awesome people like you guys. I love getting to talk about nerdy things with awesome people. So, yeah.
That's what we're all kind of doing this for, right? Just kind
absolutely
of have fun and explore our inner nerddom.
Absolutely.
Nerd Mafia for life.
Got big plans.
Even though somebody told me I was a fake nerd because I wore a backwards hat. I'm just like, I'm not. I'm just going bald.
I'm just covering this up, guys. Come on.
I used to wear a backwards Kangol back in the day too, Corey. So.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. And remember, keep it locked on the DNA Network. And until next week, good hunting, Guardians.